Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to your second bonus video here with Mr. C. And of course, I have the one, the only AP sitting over here. AP, good to see you again, bro. Good to see you again. Hey, so we've done an experiment. You see the experiment with stacking sugar? Have you seen that? No. Oh, you gotta see it. It's really cool. I'm sure I'll do it with you a little later, but we got to stack sugar and we learned about density. We also, remember the ivory soap thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the ivory soap, did it float or sink?
It floated.
It floated, right? All about density. Well, today we have a great density experiment for you. You probably have all of these things at home, which is really cool. First thing you're gonna need some sort of glass. Doesn't have to be glass, yes, it can be plastic. You wanna make sure you can see through it. You're gonna need corn syrup. You can also use pancake syrup.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
As a substitute. You're gonna need some, switch this around in order. You're gonna need some water, and I recommend food coloring. We went with green, and you're gonna need some oil. It can be olive oil, it can be canola oil, it can be baby oil, it can be any kind of oil. And then you're gonna need some things over here to test density. Some of our little assortment of items. We have a plastic bead, a film cover cap, a sponge, a quarter, a grape, and it looks like a bolt. All right, you ready to kick this off?
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. All right, let's go. First thing you're gonna do, we're gonna pour in our corn syrup. Now, yes, you can pour these differently. I like to do it in order, and you'll see why. You wanna go ahead and pour that in? All right, go ahead and screw the top off of that. Righty-tighty. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Or clockwise tighty, and then I was gonna say
there.
I was gonna say anti-clockwise.
What the?
It was like in Britain, they say anti-clockwise. Oh, in Britain they say anti-clockwise. Anyway, yeah. So go ahead and pour, and I'm gonna tell you when to stop. Keep going, steady, steady, and stop. Cool. That's about, so maybe about a third. Actually, we're gonna do a little more. I'm gonna do a little more, Bloop, bloop. Just a little bloop. Okay, about a third is what you need. And then we're gonna go ahead, and you wanna go ahead and make this green there, AP?
Sure.
All right, so we have food coloring here. You can do it any color you want. You don't even have to use food coloring, just a little bit. Bloop, and bloop. Good, and do one more, why not? Okay, cool. And then you're gonna wanna stir it. I don't have a stirrer, I'm just gonna use my finger. Why not? Hey, it's just water. I can guarantee it's water. It's just water, that's all it is.
Man, that's gross.
Yeah, I don't even taste food coloring. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pour in. Why is your hand, look at, what did you do to your hand? Oh my goodness.
Hey, what is going on here?
Can't take him anywhere. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pour in the water, and check this out.
Oh my goodness, it's floating. Oh, I love when stuff floats. I love when stuff floats.
Oh, we're gonna talk all about density. And last but not least, you're gonna need some oil. I'm gonna go and pour the oil in. This is always fun. Now, if you didn't know, oil and water do not mix. Now, my TKers last year, they're now my awesome kindergartners, we learned about oil and water, and we said, you know, oil and water don't mix because oil and water got into a fight. They were in elementary school, they didn't get along, and so they don't really like each other. Obviously, I know. But one of the reasons is oil is less dense than water, right? And it also doesn't mix because water is polar. No, I don't mean that polar. I mean polar as in positive and negative, right? And so the oil is nonpolar, and so they don't attract. So they go bloop, like that. Okay, now you need to wait about 15 minutes, but if you did it, if you did it like this, right, and you poured them in order, you only need to wait a couple minutes, right? If you mixed them all up, I could easily shake this up, come back, and it'll be just like that. Okay, so we have our corn syrup on the bottom. Corn syrup is the most dense, as in it has the most mass packed together. That's what density is. And then you have water, my green water, and then you have oil. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drop our different things in here. And what I wanna do is I wanna get a good close-up view of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you in a little closer and we're gonna get a close-up view. All right, everybody. So as we see, we still have our 3 layers. Things have settled down a little bit. Remember, corn syrup, water, oil. All right, first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and drop the bolt in. Let's start from the right. We'll just do it in order. Now if you're gonna drop it, don't drop it from way up high. Drop it nice and low. And let's make a prediction. Where is it gonna land?
I think it's gonna land at the bottom.
Very bottom. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, like a rock. All right, so that sank, right? Because the bolt is more dense than the oil, it's more dense than the water, and it's more dense than our corn syrup, right? It's heavier, but it's also more dense. All right, let's try
the grape.
The grape. Go ahead and drop the grape in.
Oh, predictions.
Predictions. I think it will stay at the bottom of the water. I think it's more dense than the water, but lighter than syrup.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! It looks like it's floor right there.
There it is. Look at that. Boom, right? Bolt, grape. Let's go ahead and try our plastic bead here.
Ooh. I think it's gonna float.
I think it's gonna float. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Oh, look at that. So we have a
man.
bolt. So the bolt is more dense than everything. The grape is more dense than the water and the oil. And the plastic bead is more dense than the water. Is anything less dense? Is anything gonna float on the oil?
I think I know what's gonna float.
What's gonna float? Let's try the sponge.
I think the...
Is that 3, 2, 1?
Oh!
And look at that. We have the 3 layers and we have the 4 items of science. The bolt, the grape, the plastic bead, and the sponge. Now, let's review. The bolt is the most dense. The grape is denser than water and oil. That's why it sinks to the bottom, but it is less dense than the syrup. The plastic bead is more dense than the oil, but less dense than water and syrup. And our sponge is the least dense of all. All right, we got 2 extra. So let's go ahead and put our coin in. Predictions?
I think it's gonna sink and hit the bottom of the water.
I think it's gonna be down with the bolt. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
So yeah, so the quarter is
Mr. Bolt?
more dense than everything. And this is, it's like dense as Mr. Bolt. Now we have a film canister cover.
Predictions? I think it's gonna go down with the
I think it's gonna go with the plastic, with the bead. I think it's gonna sink. 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
And what's it doing? I'm gonna give it a little nudge. And if I if I flip it over,
it just stays.
it's kind of, ooh, that's oil. Oh.
Is it good?
Not really. So there you go. So it has a little bit of air on there, but look, it's exactly like the plastic. All right, what do you think? Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
All right, that's our lesson in density. Hey, quick one. Let's go back and let's do our outro. Wow, that was a pretty cool experiment. A great lesson in density. Hey, if you liked those 3 layers, hey, don't go anywhere because next week I may have another bonus STEM video for you guys where we're gonna try and do a 6-layer experiment. 6 layers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. So remember, density is not just weight, okay? We think of density as weight, but it's really how tightly packed the atoms and your stuff, right? You're like how squished together it is, right? There's that old joke, right? What weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks?
They don't.
They don't what?
None of them weigh the same. No, not, dang it.
Alrighty then.
None of them weighs more. Cause
I mean, yeah, they weigh the same.
Yeah.
That's a very roundabout way of saying they weigh the same. Yes, no, you're absolutely right. But if I say, you're right, a pound of feathers and a pound of bricks weigh the same, right? But which one's more dense?
the brick.
The brick is more dense. Even though they weigh the same, the brick has more density, right? Because the stuff, right? The atoms, the molecules are smashed together more tightly. Outstanding, man. That was a great bonus episode. We got some more bonus stuff coming for you. So, hey, it's not going to be on the schedule. It's going to be a surprise. It's stuff you can do at home with like no preparation. I hope you enjoyed it, AP. Always a pleasure. And totally forgot what I was going to say. Wow, what should we say?
We'll see you next time.
I like that. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.